You might have heard that therapy is only for weak or mental illness is just a phase, but how many of these are actually true? Hi, I am Mansi Gupta, a psychologist and a psycho-oncologist. Today, I am busting 10 mental health myths, some of which are still believed in 2025. Let's see how many you have heard or maybe even said to someone. Myth number 1: therapy is only for people with serious problems. Well, actually, therapy is for anyone who wants to understand themselves better, grow emotionally, or simply want to navigate their life stress. Think of it like going to the gym. So you go to the gym just to say physically fit and active, right? Same way, going to therapy, it's not just for emergencies, but to stay mentally fit. Myth number 2, the most common and overheard myth all over the world, I would say. That is, if you think positive, you will feel better. No way. See, positive thinking is helpful, but to a certain extent. If you keep on ignoring your real emotions or keep on suppressing your feelings, that is something we call it as toxic positivity, which is not at all suggested. Most of the people think that healing means something that everything is okay or everything in your life which you're going through, you have dealt with it. But it's not the case. Healing does not mean pretending everything is okay, but being honest with oneself and try working through what isn't. Myth number 3, mental illness is a sign of weakness. I mean, would you say the same about a broken leg, diabetes, or even cancer? No, right? Let's try and understand that mental illness is a health condition. Okay, it's not a personal failure. Having a mental illness does not define your strength. How you're dealing with it does. Myth number 4, people with mental illness are dangerous. Research shows that people with mental illness are more likely to be the victims of violence than perpetrators. And stigma like these actually stop people from seeking real help. Myth number 5, that medication will change my personality. Will it? First of all, people need to get their heads clarified on the fact that medications are only prescribed by a psychiatrist, okay, not by a clinical psychologist, not by a psychologist. So, even if a psychiatrist is prescribing you a certain medication, that is to help your brain function more better. And it has been seen that people who have taken medications or proper treatments, they finally feel like themselves after taking the treatment. And that is itself a proof. Myth number 6, talking about mental health makes it worse. Actually, the opposite of it is true. Avoiding a mental health issue or avoiding anxiety or depression, any of it, makes it even worse. But the fact is, talking about mental illness or mental health opens the door for connection, understanding, and most importantly, healing. So, talking about mental illness does not make it worse. Myth number 7, men should not talk about their feelings. The most overheard and common myth you might have heard in the movies or by someone in your family, that men should not express their feelings much, or it's a sign of a weakness. This outdated mindset leads to emotional shutdowns and unfortunately high suicide rates. I feel most of us have experienced that being vulnerable is itself a strength. This is to all the men out there. Real strength lies in expressing, not suppressing. Myth number 8, kids can't have mental illness. Children can express anxiety, depression, or even trauma, and early help can shape a better future for them. So, we need to understand that mental health is for all ages. It's not an age specific syndrome or age specific disease that happens to a particular age group. Myth number 9, therapists give advice and tell you what to do. The most common misconception out there is that therapists only give you advice and tell you what to do. I mean, therapists are not there to give answers to your problem or give solutions to your problem. They actually help you find your own clarity. And it's more about guidance rather than giving instructions or giving them a foolproof, workable solution to help them fix their problems. No. And the last myth, myth number 10. Once you feel better, you can stop therapy. So let's understand this. Sometimes, yes, you can stop therapy once you start feeling better. But often, in most of the cases, therapy can be preventive too. Okay. So I want you to understand that healing is not a straight line. And ending therapy should be a decision you should make with your therapist. Not just because you're feeling good this whole week and you decide by yourself that, okay, I'm feeling good, I don't need therapy anymore. Don't do that. So I suggest don't end therapy just because you're feeling good the whole week. That obviously counts as an improvement, but that does not mean that you're properly and completely healed. So, how many myths did you believe or even heard from someone? Or if there's any other myth apart from the 10 myths I have just told you, Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know which one surprised you the most. Please subscribe, share this with someone who might still believe these mental health myths.